What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Driving for Dollars Mastery Show. And on today's show, we're going to be talking about something that people are curious about when it comes to finding deeply discounted deals. So if you guys are new to my channel, you guys know that I talk driving for dollars. We find deeply discounted deals and opportunities, real estate deals, by doing driving for dollars. If you don't know what driving for dollars is, it is the idea of finding people that want to sell at a massive discount. And driving for dollars is exactly that. What we do is we drive around, we find ugly houses, we find out who owns them and reach out and see if they want to sell the house. Driving for dollars is that action. And there's content and YouTube videos, and there's lots of content that talks about what's called virtual driving for dollars. And in today's show, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about virtual driving for dollars, the pros, the cons, the do's, the don'ts, so you guys can make the best decision for your business on how to find deeply discounted deals. And I'm going to share the hard facts, the truths around this. There is nobody else in the industry that I know of that does more deals and makes more money off of their driving for dollars deals than anyone else in the country than myself. I don't know anyone yet. I have the opportunity to network and give feedback to some of the technology around driving for dollars, and since I do such a high volume of transactions as well as using the technologies, that I give feedback to these app owners, and I'm their highest user on that platform, and so I give a ton of feedback and have a lot of opportunities to make improvements to the systems and processes so that we all can make more money, right? So my audience, myself, we can use these technologies to make more money. So on today's episode, I'm going to be sharing this knowledge and the results and the success that I've had so you guys can go and do the same. So if you're new, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. As always, please share this with a friend or a family member if you find value. My goal is to make a massive impact, and I cannot do that without your guys' help by serving and helping. Also, if you're here on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe, and leave me a comment or question that you may have as you go through this content. Let's talk about why we use driving for dollars, right? Why does driving for dollars make more money than any other marketing strategy to find deeply discounted deals? Whether you're wholesaling, flipping, buy and hold investing, I really don't care what you do with the deals, because you're going to be better at every single one of those strategies if you're finding properties at massive discounts. So why driving for dollars? Why not PPC? Why not radio? Why not some of these others? And the reason is you're laser focused on only the right people. For example, let's say you put up a billboard and it says, "I buy ugly house," and you put a phone number. How many people that drive by that sign and see it have an ugly house and own an ugly house that they don't want to deal with, they want to sell to an investor versus selling with an agent? Not very many. Many of those people don't even own a house that see that sign, right? So it's very broad marketing, right? It goes to a ton of people, where with driving for dollars, you're only spending money for eyeballs of people that have an ugly house. That's it, right? And why do we want these ugly houses, these houses with physical signs of neglect? Well, the psychology is this. There are people that want to work with an investor. There are people that don't want to sell with a real estate agent. There are people that want speed and convenience over price. And that is because the property is a pain point. The property is a problem to them. It's not because they're down and out in their luck and they can't afford the house. That's not what it is. Those situations, they need to squeeze out as much as possible. They're financially desperate and they need to work with a real estate agent. Those are not the people we work with. We don't work with people that have really nice houses, that love their house, it is a special place, and they want to take that money and roll it into their next house and use every dime from it. That's not our client. Our client is a tired landlord that doesn't want to deal with the headaches to get a little bit of extra money. He's made his money, he's had his headaches, and he wants to move on. People that inherit properties, they don't want to deal with it. Problems that are physically run down to where they won't really qualify for traditional financing. And some people just want to move quickly. They rather take a little less money, over the price. So that's what we're looking for. So the psychology is that property's a thorn in their side. If the property's a thorn in their side, will they want to go take care of general maintenance? No, they will not. They will let the grass grow too tall. They will have duct tape on cracked windows instead of fixing them, or boarded up windows. There's going to be physical signs of neglect. They'll put a tarp on the roof instead of fixing the roof, and they might not even do that. There'll be shingles blown off the roof, and you can see, I even done deals where there's a complete hole in the roof. So those are the properties we're looking for, because if it's a thorn in their side, they don't take care of general maintenance, and we can physically see that that property most likely is not loved and cherished, and the people that own it don't love it, right? And so we'd love to buy it from them and make a profit. So knowing that, that's why we use driving for dollars. We drive around, we find those houses, and we specifically only market to those houses. You know, a very popular thing is to like buy lists from PropStream and others, but it's a very general list, it's very broad marketing as well. So in these very competitive markets in California and Portland, have very successful students in those markets. Why? Because their marketing is so laser focused, they have to spend very little money to produce a lead compared to some of these other marketing strategies. So you have an edge, you have a niche, you have an ability to get way better deals, way bigger deals, way less competition, because you're doing something that's a little bit harder. It's very easy to put up a billboard sign. It's expensive, but it's very easy to get a radio ad. It's very easy to send postcards to a list that you bought from PropStream. It's easy, so everyone's doing it, but it's very expensive. It's very hard to get deals at a discount using those strategies that everyone's using. So driving for dollars is a little bit harder to do because you actually have to go do something to build the list. But it's also such a laser focused list, it's the most popular. So that brings us to the topic at hand. Virtual driving for dollars. What is that? What that is you use Google Earth images and you drop your little yellow guy down on the street view and you drive through neighborhoods virtually on your computer using Google Maps. Deal Machine, the driving for dollars app that I currently use in my business, has a new awesome update where you can do virtual driving right within the app. You can be inside the app on their platform, on the Google Street image, going through the different streets. It'll route track where you've been, just like you were there in person, and you can touch the house on your screen and it'll add the owner's information just as if you were out doing driving for dollars in person in that area. It is a really cool technology, but the problem is driving for dollars virtually, it is not the same. It will not work as good. That is the problem. It's the facts, it's the truth, it's the data that I'm going to share with you. So why does it not work as well? The reason is this: we want to talk to sellers when the house is currently a pain in their side. Many of these Google Street images are old, years old, multiple years old. So we do not market to our driving for dollars list for more than 6 months. Why? Because we are trying to find the properties that have current physical signs of neglect. That there's couches on the sofa today, not 2 years ago. We want to talk to the property owners that have a property that's in transition, the tenants just got evicted, they don't want to deal with it anymore, or the shingles just blew off and they don't want to deal with the hassles. So we redrive every single one of our areas every 6 months and refresh our list. You might think, well, don't you add some of the same properties? Yes, we do. Some of those properties that you will add virtually that were run down 2 years ago will still be run down today, and they still will need to sell to an investor when they want to sell. The problem is many times hoarders are not the type of people that want to move often, right? They don't want to let go of their things, if you've ever watched the show Hoarders. So there are a big portion of the properties that we tag over and over and over, and it's still profitable to continue to market to that same list. So you can build a list with virtual driving for dollars, and yes, you can make money. But the majority of our deals are properties that were not added the 6 months before. So I hope you heard that. The properties that we added that turned into deals most recently, the majority of them were not added when we drove that area 6 months before. That means within the last 6 months or sooner, there became physical signs of neglect that triggered our driver to add those properties to our marketing list. So with that being said, if all I was doing was virtual driving for dollars, I would be too late. Once the Google Street imagery is showing the physical signs of neglect, the motivated sellers have already sold to me, to Zack Boothe. right? Or to my competitor because I was not there and present. So I do not believe it's the best strategy and the best way. Is it better than a prop stream list? Are you going to better ROI? Potentially, but it's a lot easier to do. You could hire a VA out of country to do that for you, and it's going to be an easier barrier of entry. It's going to be a less quality data list, and you're going to get less results. You're going to get a less return on your investment. So my suggestion is, why would you settle? Why would you do virtual when it's not as good as doing it in person? Why wouldn't you just hire a driver on location to drive for you, or to drive yourself? And you might think, well, I don't have time, I can't afford it. Let me tell you this, I only have one driver, and they add 2,000 properties every single week to my Driving for Dollars list. So we add just over 100 properties every single hour of driving. If it is done correctly, you need very few hours to add a bunch of houses consistently to your Driving for Dollars list. So remember that it's not as complicated. It doesn't have to take as much time as you think, but if you're going to do this business, Driving for Dollars is the best way to find deeply discounted deals. And if you do it right, it will be an extremely profitable way. And frankly, in my opinion, it should be the only way you're finding deeply discounted deals until you have really built up the foundations of your business and have the ability to afford and test new marketing channels. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us on another episode of the show. And just a quick recap, how important it is to make sure you do Driving for Dollars versus virtual. You're going to be finding properties that have physical signs of neglect and the highest potentials of motivation in the current moment. Most of the time, the people that talk virtual Driving for Dollars and promote virtual, they're not doing it themselves. They're teaching it in theory. They're trying to get you to download an app or get an app and use their discount code or their affiliate code so they can get their affiliate commissions. And it's sexy content. They're trying to get YouTube watches. They're trying to get something for their content. So remember to take advice from people that are doing and accomplishing what you're trying to accomplish, that are getting results for other people, the results that you're going for, and that you like and trust that person. So be very careful in where you take your advice and why you take that advice. If you disagree with anything I said, please let me know. Please put it in the comments, and I would be happy to address it. It allows me to connect with you, my audience, and allow me to serve you and help propel you forward. So if you guys have any interest in allowing me to serve you and coach you at a higher level, I do have a coaching program. Please make sure you jump into the show notes and book a call, and we'll be talking to you shortly. If you guys want to see Driving for Dollars in action, Driving for Dollars in person, I went to Florida, never been there, to Tampa, Florida specifically, and I turned it into $93,000 in just 40 days. I started with $1,000, and I used Driving for Dollars. I used the Deal Machine app. You can watch it here, and then also there's also this link right here now that you can click on to book a call with us. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you in the next one.